All right, once again, good day, good morning, good evening. Have a good day, everyone, whenever, wherever you're watching this recorded video. This is the continuation, recorded continuation video from the first topic that I shared to you, which talks about developing a conventional instructional material. And this is under non-digital and digital skills and tools in delivering technology-enhanced lessons. Now, for the first topic that we are done, that was all about the development and the use of non-digital and conventional materials. And in fact, I gave you an activity, or I left you with questions that you are going to ponder or to have or to do the self-assessment or self-assessment in order for you to craft or to make an instructional material. You can be able to reuse or recreate an instructional material available in your respective home, in the classroom, or in the school, not just available in the market. Because classroom instructional materials do not only mean only the materials available in the market. We have many kinds: textbooks, audio and video cassettes. We have handouts, charts, teaching aids of various kinds, which can all be used for different purposes by you, by future teachers, by teachers. Okay, for the lesson two, we'll be talking about the select and use ICT tools for teaching and learning. I intentionally have this as select because I will be sharing to you a select site where you can actually go to and explore to for you to process the use of ICT tools in teaching and learning. And of course, the third topic will be on the next recorded video, which is all about creating a portfolio as a technology tools. Now, we have this kind of portfolio even before, such as compiling all the necessary notes, okay, the different activities, the different outputs or exercises within the semester or within the chapter. But we can actually make use of an e-portfolio, which means an electronic portfolio using our G Suite accounts. Now, later on, we are going to explore all of those things. But for now, we'll be dealing with the second lesson or second topic, which talks about the select and the use of ICT tools for teaching and learning. And we are going to be selected, there will be selected and used an appropriate digital tool in teaching, and then provided alternative ways in incorporating the digital tools in the lesson. Okay, so in our current systems, I mean system today, employ technologies by integrating ICT tools and applications in education and instruction. Okay, ICT stands for, okay, what do you mean by ICT? Okay, very good. Information and Communications Technology. This refers to various tools and devices or gadgets used in communicating, disseminating, creating, storing, and managing information. And it is important that learners understand how to use these tools in helping them learn. So, what you can see on the screen, this is coming from George, and he said that technology will never replace great teachers, but technology in the hands of great teachers is transformational. Okay, a great part of learning is working on information and using it to create something that can be useful and edifying for humanity. Since the intention of education is to make learners become useful and productive citizens, the the use of ICT tools can provide a lot of possibilities in how learners can do something without what they know, and that teachers can therefore employ ICT tools in their ways of engaging learners by communicating, disseminating, and even managing information online. Okay, so this kind of direction of integrating ICT tools will reveal the usefulness of employing ICT tools in a wider range of teaching and learning process. It is not necessarily the presence of advanced technology or the use of ICT tools that can ensure the success in engaging learners, but it still remains that the effective use of ICT tools depends on how the teacher will use them. Okay, there is a variety of ICT tools from which to choose. When employed appropriately, the potential of their uses can have bearing on the lesson and learners' engagement in the process of learning. Okay, in instruction, the ICT tools can be used in the presentation of the lesson and demonstrating a point or presenting a concept. There are tools that can be used in providing practice or provide the chance to apply the skills taught. Even when working as a team or a group, tools can be employed to facilitate the accomplishment of the tasks during the class or even after beyond the face-to-face session. Okay, um, kindly look around you, okay, or inside your bag or your pockets and find something in there. Money, pen, how about it? Find out the kind of gadget you carry. Group them according to its function. Okay, is it used for communication? Is it used for writing? Is it used for whatever uses or functions you are holding or you are within your reach? And then, are these things belongs to ICT tools, gadgets, or equipment interfaces? Okay, how do you describe yourself if you are having all of those things? No? How are you going to describe yourself teaching a lesson inside a classroom? What will you do to engage student learning? Will you use technology? Why or why not? Okay, if you will employ digital tools and gadgets such as mobile phone, iPad, or tablet, or the usual multimedia projector in teaching, how will you use them? Okay, in what ways will you use blogs or wiki spaces in your lesson? Can you use Facebook for instruction? I mean, can Facebook be useful in instruction? Okay, in what way? Okay, kindly ponder on those questions that I mentioned earlier and try to decipher and try to know and to imagine if you will be using these advancement in the of technology in the teaching learning process. Okay, so what is then the will that we are going to integrate ICT in the classroom? Why is ICT in education? Number one, it allows effective collaboration, and it is actually true. We have instant messaging. Um, what are the examples that we can allow effective collaboration? Instant messaging, web conferencing, social networking. We have forums. We have wikis or wiki. No? Another one is the easy processing of information. What are these things? Okay, so we have accounting tools, data loggers, we have computing devices. What are these things? PC, laptop, wearable devices, or even smartphones. Okay, we also have statistical tools. There are a lot of statistical packages actually. Not easy processing of information. Statistical tools is one. I just forgot the name. SPSS is one. Minitab it could also be used in the statistical tools. And another easy processing of information, we have the CPU, MIS, and so on and so forth. Another reason why we are going to include ICT in education is because if there is an effective accessibility to resources. What are the different areas? We can say that it will produce an effective accessibility. Search engines. We have different search engines: Google, Yahoo, Mozilla, Google Chrome, metadata. Browsers, we have browsers as well. Databases and web indexing. We can use all of those things. And the fourth one is to allow easy sharing of resources. We have a lot of these things. We have sensor networks, Bluetooth, infrared sharing. If makaabot pa mo ani infrared, internet, we have share it and other forms of sharing sites or sharing devices. Last one is to allow creativity. We have websites showing your creativity in creating your own website. We have camera, the different filters and the different um, functions, I mean interfaces and the functions of cameras. Digital recorders can also be used for creativity. We can actually change the voice of a person from a male to male, from falsetto, from a normal to falsetto, and so on and so forth. And screencasting, okay, so we can actually allow creativity to happen if we are going to use ICT in education. All right, so as mentioned, that ICT is part of education, and that most of the students or learners nowadays are using mobile phones. And since ICT integration allows ease of processing of information, here is an example of how we can actually read information at a quicker speed and an interesting manner. Okay. Are you familiar with QR code? What do you mean by QR code, by the way? What is QR code? Are you familiar with a QR code, or have you seen a QR code? Okay. Familiarize yourself with the QR code. It is code that was created by Japanese corporation Dentsu in 1994, effectively and efficiently connecting the physical world with the electronic world. QR code stands for Quick Response, which allows the readers to decode information at a high rate of speed. This is very popular in Japan and is also used by companies as they attach their QR code in their products, and is usually gives us a URL linking to a website or immediately provides the salient information about the product. And you can easily read QR codes through QR code scanner. So you will be using QR code scanner in accessing a QR code. So here are the steps that you are going to do when you are going to access a QR code. Number one, have a mobile phone with a camera. Okay, make sure that the camera will have an in focus, or can have a focus, have a good resolution, no, of an object. Okay. Second, using a mobile phone, download from the Play Store, okay, or an app store, the QR code reader or scanner application. There are a lot. There are a lot of app store, or QR code scanner or application. Just to name one, we have QR reader. QR reader is very easy to access as well. You're just going to download in Play Store. Okay, and then focus your camera on the QR code, and then click it, and the message will be revealed to you. So we'll practice that later on. I'll be showing to you QR codes, and then using your cameras, you can actually give me the answers, or yes, what is written or what is found in the code that I'll be sharing to you later on. Okay, but the thing is, how are you going to make a QR code of your own? Number one, be online. Log in to www. This is an optional, ha. This is a select, meaning I already selected this. I already select these sites because this is proven and tested. I can attest to you that it will generate QR codes. That's why it is select. Okay. Be online. Log into this site. If you wanted to produce or create a QR code, but if you wanted to make your QR code more colorful, which means to say not the whole black and white, but it has color and image or even a design, you go to this site, the QR code monkey.com. That is actually to beautify your QR code appearance. Okay, and then search for QR code generator. So you can have their Kaiwa, visually, and your stuff. But the proven and tested are the both website, the qrcodegenerator.com and the qrcode-monkey.com. Okay, and then once you have identified your free online QR code generator, you can now encode the text of the information, or if you have the file, save the file in the drive, um, and then later on, the QR code generator will ask, there is this interface there, or functionality of the QR code generator that will ask you if ever you are going to choose to write, to save a file, to have the URL, to use the URL. So you have a lot of options in there. Later on, I'll be showing to you about the making of the QR code. And then run it and then save it as a JPEG file or PNG file. Okay, and then paste the QR code using your QR code reader or scanner to know. So are you ready? Let's try to check. Let's try to make a QR code. But before that, I just would like to finish all of these things. 10 interesting ways to integrate QR codes in teaching. Okay, number one, it creates interactive and engaging content because it is surprising, or it creates something beautiful. Um, it creates something beautiful and um, um, to the learners. It will actually give them an idea. I mean, interests, build an interests to the topic, or what is behind, or what is inside the QR code, and share resources. Easy sharing of resources can actually be can I mean, the QR code can be very helpful because it has a limited space. I mean, storage device. I mean, storage device, not device, but the storage capacity of the code, and then use in classroom activities, and then provide help with homework. Okay, communicate with parents or partners. So we have scavenger hunts. It can be really be used in a lot of differentiated activities, in more to have more fun, to have more interesting activities inside the classroom, or among the, or even face to face at, I mean, online setup. And then enhance classroom library, and then gather students feedback, research project, provide easy access to online content. So these are just few interesting ways that you can integrate QR code in teaching. Okay, so let's try to see, and let's try to check. Um, Allow me to unshare my screen, and I will direct you to um, I will direct you to QR code, or generating a QR code. So this is it. So this is where I hope you can see what's on my screen. For example, okay, you go to your um, URL area. You consider the QR code dash generator.com, and this is the interface. I did not sign in. I guess this is just for free for everybody. And then you can actually see their free text URL. We have contacts. What else? We have phones. We have SMS and other choices. They have 7 choices. But for this one, if you are going to make a question or a note, no, and or if you have, for example, you have an instructional material there and saved it in the drive, and then copy the shareable link, or shareable link, and then place it here, the URL or the shareable link, and then it will generate the code. Okay, so whatever you are placing here, it will automatically be saved, because you will be saving this as JPEG, and then later on we are going to see, you know, if that is the same. So for example, I'll just for this example, I'll be placing here what is, for example, my question is, what is the descriptive, for example, what is the descriptive title, okay, of this subject? Okay, what is the descriptive title of the subject? So this is actually the static QR code. Now, if you're going to save this one, click save here. Okay, let's just explore this one. Options here, by the way, these are the options. You can actually no margin. You click the margin. Oh, there is no margin. I just love to have a margin. And then click save. When you're done with all of these things, click save. Okay, and then kindly place a file name. For example, I just placing this as proof what is, for example, Q1 for question number 1. Okay, question number 1. And then I'll be saving this one. Okay, so it's already been saved as PNG. Okay, and then clicked the saved file. And then after clicking, get your phone, get ready with your phone. Okay, I'll be stopping the ring. And then allow me to share the picture. Okay, let me locate first this one. Okay, get ready with your phone and then try to open your QR reader, QR code reader, and then scan. Okay, have you got it? Did you got the message? Okay, so what is in your screen? On my screen, I can see that the question, what is the descriptive title of the subject? Okay, so that's it. That's it. That is just so easy when you will be producing QR codes. Okay. Um, my intention to include this or the making or the creating of QR code because I want you to be involved in creating QR codes because you will be making later on an instructional material and then upload it the video you will be uploading a video in the YouTube and then use copy the URL and then use QR code. Meaning to say, I will be scanning. I will be using my QR code scanner when you submit me the QR code where ina-add po inyong URL ang inyong hangout sa activity nga akong ihatag ninyo later on. Sige, lang so that we can be able to utilize all the skills in creating the QR codes. So let's have an example or let's have an exercise then. Okay? Okay. Oh, get ready with your QR code. All right. I mean QR code reader. Okay. Question number 1. This is for question number 1. Okay. Are you done? Take note of the answers, by the way. Take note of the answers. All right. Are you done? Okay, very good. Next, there are 4 QR codes here, so kindly take note of the answers. The complete answer. I'll need the complete answer. You are going to place your answers in the private comment sections, diba? In the Google Classroom, there is this private comment section. Place your answers 1, 2, 3, and 4 in the private comment sections. Okay? Get ready for the second QR code. 1, 2, 3, go. So this is for the second QR code. What is your answer? Or yes, what is your answer? Okay, kindly take note of the answer. Take that note of the answer. And then place the comment and your answer in the comment section, in the private comment section. Private comment section not below the material that I will pasting this one. I mean, copying and pasting this or posting this one in the Google Classroom, but in a private comment section in your Google Classroom in your account under Aninia. Okay, are you done? For the third QR code, get ready. So this is the third now. What is the question and what is your answer? Okay, what is your question and what is your answer? Okay, are you done? All right, let's move on to the next. This is the last QR code. Very good. Okay, so get ready with your QR code scanner. All right. Okay, so I guess all of those things, I'll be waiting for your answers of the questions that I posted this one. And this is their performance. Make a computer-aided material in conducting a topic presentation. Topics are about issues in gender and development programs, brain drain phenomenon and cities internationalization, new academic normal and education for sustainable development. And with the topics above, reflect your presentation in the following questions. What is the issue all about? Defining important terms and explaining the problem. How does it affect to socio-economic activities in your barangay, locality, or in the country, meaning to say the implications to society, and what are the ways to address the issues, specifically on gender and development, which means that you will be recommending and calling for a possible action. I always repeat these topics or these issues because these are really part of the instruction. I mean, of the embedded instruction that there must be an integration of God programs, the city's internationalization, and the ESD or Education for Sustainable Development. Now you can use your research material or the materials that you've done before about these issues, gender and development programs, specifically on the roles of women in the society or women in the workplace or um with a VAUSI, violence against women, or basta anything about gender and development programs. Okay, and brain drain phenomenon and cities internationalization, how these things come into together and how the city could actually promote the locals, I mean our skilled workers in the Philippines to international arena. And we have the new academic normal. How can we sustain this kind of academic normal? Are we sustaining the lives of the Filipinos, the lives of our learners in this new academic normal? And how or what are the possible ways that we could be able to achieve this kind of quality of education for 15 years after seeing ourselves, seeing our future college students or senior high school students in their field of expertise or field of specialization. So, with all of those topics mentioned, can you reflect on these questions also? What is the issue all about, and all other things? No? And then try to reconsider also what is actually important in this kind of topic presentation is what is the issue all about, and and um, and then try to make solutions to the issues or problems as a person, as part of the community of learners, part of the um, member of the society of the your barangay. At least we could be able to conceptualize within our range of the possible ways and how we could be able to share something to the barangay, to our municipality, and even to the Cebu province or even to the entire Philippines in Anas, yeah, because we'll be looking for the implications to society. Okay, so that's it for your performance. By the way, this is done by group. I'll be posting the group members to the Google Classroom for you to do this one. But I would highly suggest that everybody will involve in the crafting of this output because this must not be done by only one person. Okay, this must be done collaboratively. One person can do the researching, okay, which means do the research on what are the different issues about God baka karon if you're assigned in the God program, and the other group the other group of people, I mean heads of the group to do the to do the encoding or the sketching or the planning, okay, or the encoding of the necessary information. And of course, basta everybody should be involved in the crafting of this performance. I highly suggest that because along the way you will be learning a lot of things. I mean, from the creation of the different conceptualized topics and issues and recommendations to the ways and how you are going to present a topic presentation, and of course during the presentation proper, okay, because again, topic presentation man na siya, I'll be asking few questions later on. All right, so that's it for your performance. I'm hoping and you could be able to produce a QR code. You can give me the QR code next week. Okay, next week. And then let's try to see if all of those QR codes are properly placed. I mean, save that QR code in the, I mean, save your file in the YouTube. Okay, meaning recorded siya, and then save the URL, use the QR code generator, and then and so on and so forth. Okay, okay, that's it. That's it for our recorded video for this day, for this hour, for this week. No, I just would like to present to you the scoring rubric for your topic presentation, such as the content and scientific merit. We have 20 points for the introduction, body, and conclusion. All right. For speaking, during the delivery, you have 20 points. And the audio visual, we have 20 points again because we'll be dealing with graphs, we have figures, we have the text must be readable and clear, the graphic organizers, if there are, must be very visible. And then there must be an appropriate referencing of data. Okay. And of course, the general guidelines. So work with 5 to 8 members of the group. I'll be grouping you into those members in the group. You may send that link to YouTube and then copy the URL, go to the QR code generator, and then produce a material. Everyone must be part of the crafting of the instructional material, may it be in providing information, researching, encoding, editing, until presenting. All right, so that's it for this recorded video. Thank you very much, everybody. See you on the next recorded video about the next topic that you are going to have. That is about producing an portfolio. But prior to that, I'll be sharing to you Paddy I. Aside from this QR code, you will be making later on an infographic material. Okay, infographic material, and of course, we'll be exploring a select sites, or yes, select sites, educational application tools that is useful using online bulletin board, different online bulletin board, no? Aside from the flip charts and then tangible ones we have online. So we'll be exploring all of those things later on. All right, so thank you very much again for watching. Wherever you are, whoever you are with, amping ka na everyone. Goodbye. See you to the next recorded video.